Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to It Is Real. My name is Bill McFerrin.
And I'm Ron Bagwell. And tonight we have some amazing film footage of an event which took place in eastern Washington last fall during the hunting season. This is some actual film footage of a creature that we cannot identify whatsoever.
After viewing that film, Ron and I, actually went over to the site to do a little investigation, and what we came up with was quite extraordinary. We'll be showing some things that we found here later on the show. But before we go on, I would personally like to thank TCI Viacom for picking up our show for the fall season. They've been a great bunch of people to work with.
Yeah, and I agree 100%, Bill. And we need to start earning our pay right now. So Don, if you could roll the film clip of okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you a little bit of backdrop about what happened here on the trip last year. This film was submitted by a viewer, one of our viewers, and it was of a hunting trip that took place last fall in Okanogan County. He encountered something that was very strange and not human-like whatsoever. He happened to have his video recorder with him when he was there, and he got some amazing film footage, and we're going to be showing that to you tonight.
Now, this is a beast that you've probably never seen anything like. It's not like a Sasquatch, but I don't know. You be the judge of it. We're going to let you see the film, and then we're going to be taking some calls if you have some questions about it, and then we're going to be moving on to other things here.
Yeah, we're having just a slight bit of technical difficulty here, but what we would like to encourage all our viewers to do is get ready to call the number, which is going to be on the screen here in a few minutes.
We'll be flashing it up on the screen.
And as soon as you see this, I'm sure you're going to want to call. So go ahead, Don, and roll the film.
Okay, now we're ready. Feel free to call in on that film. It's quite a beast. I've never seen anything quite like it.
I haven't seen anything like it either. It's quite an amazing film. I think we should start taking some calls right now.
We're looking for some really good questions tonight. If you have any feelings, what you see in the film, maybe something we haven't picked up before.
We have a caller.
We do have a call. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller.
Billy?
Yes, go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, I'm wondering, how come the beast doesn't have any clothes on?
Well, you don't see too many wild animals that are fully clothed. I believe the beast was in its natural habitat, and it wasn't clothed at all. It was its natural fur, I believe.
And so what does that little beastie eat? Did you get to see that?
No, it's a very short film clip, and we don't know the beast's eating habits or anything like that. We did follow up with a visit, though, with an investigative visit, and we'll have the details on our trip up there along in the show in a few minutes.
In the film, he was picking up some vegetation there, and it looked like it was, the only thing we could find up there was knapweed, which is just a horrendous thing to be eating, but that might have been his main source of food up there. And so he probably was a vegetarian.
There were some berries, some different types of berries, and also roots and things like that. So I have no idea what a beast like that would eat for his meals.
And does he have a family?
Don't know about a family at all. Just saw the one.
Oh, and does he drive a car?
Didn't see a car either.
Well, thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah, that's good questions there.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Huh.
Okay, well, that was an interesting call. Yeah, what happened on this original trip by the hunter was he took his video camera up there with him, not expecting to use it on the hunting trip, and the battery, of course, was not fully charged, and so the amount of film that you see that the hunter took was actually just 30 seconds or so worth of film.
Yeah, what we had was just very short, but just enough to see what it was.
And he reported it to us and sent in the film clip to us, and then we mounted an investigation ourselves. Bill and myself did, and what we found was absolutely amazing. We came up with some with some footprints, plaster cast footprints, and also hair samples, and also some audio sounds that we believe was the sounds of the beast that were made during the night.
Do we have another call?
Okay, do we have another
I
call?
think we were ready for another call.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I'd like to know what kind of sounds he was making. Like, what sounds were they like?
Pardon? Could you talk a little louder, caller?
What sounds were those like that you heard from this animal?
We are going to play them in just a few minutes. We have them on audio tape.
Oh, there wasn't any sound on the film that we got
Like,
hold of.
I thought that was my grandma, man.
Oh, and you know, she looked kind of, it was kind of an older
Really,
beast,
dude?
I think.
I mean, the two of you guys are geeks.
Yeah, I think the beast was
No,
molting.
for real, you know, I really
Okay,
think
thank
that
you
was
for
like
calling,
your
caller.
mom, dude.
Okay, thanks a lot. Well, he couldn't.
Yeah, it's a little
quite get it all out
hard. It's a
there.
little hard to tell by looking at the film exactly what you're seeing. It's a very short piece of film. We received this film not knowing exactly what was on it or how it came about being filmed. That's why we decided not to accept the film by face value only. We decided to mount our own investigation.
We had this film analyzed.
Yes, we've had the
heavily.
film analyzed by motion experts, by kinesiologists, and it was determined by the experts that it was not a human in a suit or anything like that. The movements were different than what a human would do in a suit.
Okay,
So we just wanted to make that clear, plus what we came up with the audio tape, which we're going to play after this next call. Then you can make your own conclusion of this. The caller, we have a caller? Yes, we have a caller. Could you?
Yeah, I'm curious as to why they didn't attempt to shoot the beast.
Because
I think he was caught off guard.
the hunter was caught
myself.
totally off of guard. He didn't even have his rifle with him at the time. He was just leaving his campsite where he was camped out for the night, and he heard some noises in the bushes. He heard some very strange sounds that aren't normally made by a deer or any kind of animal. He pulled out his camera and he was going to go film, and that's when he saw it crossing what used to be a road.
Yeah, and it's hard to shoot when you're trying to shoot film too. I mean, it's hard to pull up your gun. Over in that area, they would have shot it if they'd have been.
He was
any
very
kind of
scared. He was very
situation.
frightened when he saw this. His hands were shaking.
Yeah, I can imagine what it'd be like to see something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you have any other questions, caller?
Nope, that was it. I was just curious as to why, because I know if I had a chance, I think I'd try and shoot it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people would try to shoot it, but I think if you're in the situation at the time, you probably wouldn't be thinking that clearly.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
probably,
this
that's
beast
true.
wasn't that threatening to the guy either, though. It'd be more of interest to capture him live, I think, than to shoot him.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get out of the mentality. I hope not everybody has that of wanting to shoot everything they see that they can't identify.